Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Twilight Knights. I am John, your game master for the evening. Joining me today is Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I play Crack Tolpa, the Quarren Sentinel Artisan / I forget what my other specialization is. Sorry. And I will roll as soon as roll 20 starts actually doing what it's supposed to. So it will probably be a dark side point.
Probably. Also having gone down from the Wilford Brimley, I see, just to the regular mustache.
I have. This is the math teacher.
While we wait on the Destiny roll from Crack, also joining us is Jeremy.
Hi, my name is Jeremy, and I am in roll 20 ahead of time for once.
Me. I thought you were saying I'm in roll 20 like as you get into it right there.
It's almost the Magnum PI, Craig.
It kind of is.
It's a little too long for Magnums because Magnums doesn't go around the lips; it stops right there. But yeah,
let's be honest. With my facial type, it's like the Magnum PI on the smiley face emoji. But
wow, that's amazing.
Roberto DaCosta would be proud anyway.
Yes, absolutely. I am. I am taking a moment to away from trolling the guy I'm arguing with on Twitter to say I am playing Ilyana, a Dathomirian mystic night singer person. Night
sister.
Whatever. Sister singer. They're night people. The nighttime is the right time.
Night people. And Ilyana rolled 2 light side and Crack rolled 1. Ooh, look at all the light side. Also joining us, Aaron.
Hey, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Red Mira Luca Pilot, and I am rolling Destiny. And
get that dark side
button. We have 3 light side. That's great. Good job, everyone else. I rolled the dark side.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsarath, the Sith pureblood Makashi duelist, and I actually do remember what my other specializations are. They are Guardian and Sage. And so I am going to roll my Destiny and generate on the dark side.
And Jack, before you start your introduction, know that I have updated the booth, so the new name is there.
Okay, sounds good. My name's Jack. I am playing Josh Ulan, a Sorsu defender and bodyguard.
And you rolled.
Well, it said it rolled. I'm gonna try that again.
There it did.
1 dark side.
Another dark side. Perfect. Tie it up.
We have a chiss.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Vazia, pureblood Sith Geo Berserker, and 2 light side.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Nerese, droid consular and Nimin disciple. And I also get 2 light side.
All right, 7 light side, 3 dark. Nicely the reverse of last week's balance.
I'm at 80. Sorry.
Yeah, if anybody is at 80 or at 20 or below or higher, go ahead and flip a light side to the dark side.
3 more points.
So just hit use a light side, Craig, on your character sheet.
Oh yeah, you bet. And I remembered because I'm also a Suraisu Defender. That's my second spec.
Nice.
I'm just copying Jack.
Well, and while you get to flipping that, there you go.
It's just
I was
my
just gonna
connection
move
is
on.
slow. Yeah.
I was just gonna move on. This is episode 19, Retribution. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The year is 3643 BBY, or before the Battle of Yavin, 10 years after the Treaty of Coruscant was signed. In the Chiss Ascendancy, those individuals who develop Force sensitivity are considered mutants. The ability to utilize the Force is considered a result of genetic impurity or defect, and must be purged. Lower-class Chiss who develop the ability are exiled, if not killed outright, and upper-class Chiss are mutilated through a combination of surgery and medication to keep those powers dormant. It is thus curious that they are the principal allies of the Sith Empire in this galactic war. An empire built on dominance by Force sensitives. The inner workings of this alliance are known only to a few, and exactly how it came about in the first place are a mystery. However, it is a certainty that of all the allies the Sith Empire has, the Chiss Ascendancy are among the most deadly. As somebody's camera flipped and everybody swapped around.
Yeah, that was me. I brought back a bowl of popcorn and Zoom froze.
I see.
And it might be freezing again. Good job,
No,
Zoom.
you're not frozen.
No, it's not frozen at the moment. I just have to wiggle people around. So, you will all of you that didn't notice prior will have now at now this point noticed that there is a totem somewhere in your possession. As at the end of last week, Graz Tatha went off with Zook to somewhere. Two of you saw the ship leave. Those being Red and Neres.
Yep.
As a reminder, Neres is not currently able to see Red.
Yep.
Yes. Red is currently invisible.
You're invisible.
To Neres.
Corsarath finds the totem. He sort of turns it over in his hand for a minute and just... yes. The famed courage of Wookiees. Avoiding saying goodbye to the people they're abandoning.
Where would Graz have left it for the rest of us?
Most likely for Crack, probably in his cabin on the Shio.
Okay. I think when Crack finds it, he'll look at it for a while and then go back to his room on the cutter and sort of jump back into the water, and he just ink sort of slowly spreads out and he's just hidden from view for a while.
Just an inky void of water. All right. All of you that are on the Aeon Cutter feel a ripple in the Force. Those of you that are currently able to sense the Force. As if something just sort of pulses through your consciousness. And it leaves behind this sort of oily sensation in your brain.
Okay.
Does it remind us of anything?
It reminds you kind of the feeling you got when that Sith apprentice was above you, but not quite the same intensity.
So from directly behind Neres, probably closer than you would anticipate someone to get without you noticing.
I'm distracted, so you know.
Mind telling me where the sparring area is?
It is that way.
Thanks.
I point.
And I will walk off in that direction.
God. God. Shit. I guess I'm gonna go because I'm trying to remember because we got like a little speech when we came back. There was everyone got checked out by the doctor, and then I don't think there was any other indication of. It was pretty much just rest up. Yes, we heard your report. It's been sent.
Yep.
That type of thing, right?
Yeah. You were not given any other instructions.
Right. Nereus is gonna go try and find Nebushuza, I think.
Okay. Anybody else? Is there anything else anybody else is doing at the moment?
Yes. Ilyana, if anybody passes through, well, really the nearest place that has like a faucet or something similar, like a lounge or something like that. She is currently has it running is underneath and just trying to wash her mouth out with the disgusting smell or taste that she is currently tasting.
It's fair.
Just see Ilyana just blah.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going. Yeah, I don't think.
The process of like
The problem is it was an insubstantial feeling and taste, so it's like you can't, no matter how much you clean.
Right, exactly.
Ilyana, what are you doing? Let's say I see it.
Yucky smell or taste. God, words. Yucky taste. You didn't get that?
No.
You didn't get that? Oh yeah. I guess you wouldn't. Did you get the?
No. I keep everything suppressed all the time, so I don't always notice.
Right. I hate that.
If I hold like a teacup, do you see like if I'm like a vampire in a mirror? Never mind.
Yeah, there's a look of just utter confusion.
What's a vampire?
Like, Nereese's new look. Dead but delicious.
No, there was a it felt Remember when we were back on the base?
Yes.
Or are going to be did that already happen?
Which base?
The one so we got the feeling like the slaver place.
Yes, that happened.
Yes, okay, good. Remember how we got that sensation, the Sith?
It is like that?
It's something like that, but it's not. It's hold on just a second. It's real gross.
Is that helping?
Yet inviting. I don't know. Anyways, no. But it's the thought that counts, and the motions and the spitting that counts.
I see.
Anything else?
No, I was just curious.
Okay. And she sticks her head back
Gauze is
for
gone.
the faucet. Duh.
Right. I'll see you later then.
Okay.
And Nereus continues on.
So, Nereus, you get to Nebushuza's office.
Yes.
Doors are closed.
I will knock.
Come in.
I will.
As you open
Walk
it, you
through.
see two figures. One, you see Nebushuza.
Okay.
Two, you see a Jack, go ahead and just describe the other individual in the room.
5 feet and change, towards the taller end, but definitely a chunk below the 2-meter mark. Mostly dressed in black and dark gray, wearing a full helmet, face shield, everything. Single lightsaber off to one side on the belt, gloved, booted. And as you enter, the head turns very quickly and just kind of looks you up and down. Cocks to the side slightly. And then the hands fold behind the back, hanging loose and just stepping very slightly off to the side as though to give space but still be very present in the room.
Lanurika, this is Neres.
Greetings.
Neres, this is Lanurika.
Is that because that's not Jack's character's name, is that a name or a title?
That would be a name.
It's a name? Okay.
It is Jack's character's name if you look at the way the apostrophes are.
And
remember
how pronouncing it differently than my brain pronounced it.
And remember how Chiss shortened their names.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
You may call me Jash. It will be easier.
Hello, I am Neres.
I know.
There was just an introduction.
Yep. It's awkward. It's always awkward.
I don't know. I feel like Neres has finally met somebody just as forthcoming as they are.
Perfect.
Did you have a question?
Yes, I wanted to talk to you about some things that happened when we were on our mission.
Certainly. And he sort of thinks for a second. Josh, you should go speak with Corserath. Tell him that I would like for you to get acquainted with the crew of the Shio.
Of course.
Hopefully he'll understand what that means.
Very well. Neres, it was an honor.
Likewise.
And he will turn and walk out.
Right. The doors close behind him. Go ahead, Neres.
I took this, and I'll pull out the mask that I still have.
Both halves?
Yep. And place them together, so that the symbol is apparent.
I imagine this came off of an apprentice.
Yes.
What did you learn?
That they are making more like me, or have continued the experiments. There was, after Zilda questioned him after they were defeated, and not the apprentice, the other one.
The other apprentice.
One of the other were defeated, and I'm trying to find the part of my notes that has that bit. Hang on. That's not far enough back. Assassins that have been sent after the Jedi, their dead returning.
Sounds like he's moved on from trying to give the dead further life in inanimate objects to simply reviving the corpses as tools.
Yes.
That's not an uncommon facet of the dark side of the Force. It's simply typically it's typically very obvious. I imagine if they're being used specifically for their enemies' corpses, he's found a way to do so, keeping the bodies more intact than usual. Which is worrying.
Yes.
We'll have to do something about this Darth Luxati.
I had visions on the trials to begin down this path of my former self saying I could not hide from this. I'm scared. And after the fight, I have been overreacting in a way that is concerning to me.
You have been behaving as most people do when they're scared. When we're scared, we overreact. It's our way of trying to defend ourselves.
Yes.
It's understandable.
I do not feel in control.
Most of us rarely do. What would you like to do about this?
I would when I Nereus is stuttering with this too. I am attempting to understand how to keep walking forward when everything feels out of control.
You find a piece of solid ground before you. What is your solid ground?
Serving as the medic.
The medic aboard what?
The Shio.
And who is there with you?
Crack. Ileana.
Your friends.
Yes.
They are your solid ground.
Yes. Thank you.
Soon, it will be difficult for all of you. Very soon, you will have to rely on each other more than you have before. Remember that. Your allies, your friends, they are your solid ground. It is with them that you can take steps forward.
Yes. You had directed Lenuri Josh to speak with Korsarath?
Yes.
Are you intending them to join the Shio, or is this for instruction?
It would be best if young Ulan was able to join the crew of the Shio, yes. But that is for the crew of the Shio to decide.
Yes. He is just...
Yes. As are you.
Yes.
There's
Is this what your brother was...
There's a sort of a small smile on his face.
Yeah. I'm trying, way back at the beginning, had I found out that his brother, I think I had heard, did I just overhear that, or did he tell me that bit? Trying to remember. This is forever ago.
That his brother what?
His brother was...
Think about him needing to talk to his brother about something, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, yeah, he did tell me that, I think. And he was worried. Is this who your brother wanted to talk to you about?
No. No, that is regarding something else.
All right. I'm going to go find my friends.
Very well. Korsarath, your a data pad near you beeps.
I look at it.
On it are coordinates marked emergency evacuation coordinates.
Okay.
That's all. And some coordinates, obviously.
Where are those coordinates?
A planet in the Outer Rim that you're unfamiliar with. And at that point, Avasia comes through the door.
She will look. I assume he's looking at the plans.
Well, he's leaning over a data pad, yeah.
Yeah. No, she will kind of lean over his shoulder. What's that?
I don't know. A set of coordinates that appeared on this data pad.
Who sent them to you?
I don't know. I have a handful of guesses. None of them are concrete.
I need to speak with you.
He looks up.
Sorry, John, what was the doctor's name that Avasia was speaking with?
Apit. Archon Apit.
Apit? Okay. I was speaking with Apit. And he suggested that it might be better if I spoke with you. That maybe we could help each other. Sorry, I just looked at the
I apologize. I'm the worst. I have ruined what is probably a great scene.
I love that no one watching the stream has any context yet for why we have all, except for Craig, who is fine, just lost it.
That's because Craig has self-control.
Yeah.
Craig's a goddamn professional.
Well, To be fair, I was muted. You all didn't hear me snort laugh.
Okay, okay, legit.
I am genetically predisposed to having no self-control. Thank you very much.
Anyway, back to what's actually happening, please.
Sorry. Gosh, what was I saying?
The doctor told you to talk to him.
Yeah, I blame Jack. Okay.
We all do.
It's funny. It's like you're a little scatterbrained all of a sudden for something. Having trouble focusing, feeling a little nauseous. Okay, and now my child is outside the window of the house waving at me and just gave me a heart attack. Get inside!
We're so off track.
This is brilliant.
You may have noticed that I haven't really been myself the past couple days.
I wouldn't argue that I have.
I haven't really been sleeping much either.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kitty's death just brought on a lot of flashbacks from the attack on my planet and when I lost my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been kind of haunting me for the past few days.
I am sorry that those memories have been dredged back up.
I understand that I may be able to help you. You may need help with gosh, sorry. I'm really scatterbrained right now. You may need help with breaking free of your mother's control.
I might. I will.
I will help you in any way that I can.
I will do the same for you.
She'll give him a hug.
Accepts the embrace. There is a long road ahead of us.
Yes.
But we will walk it together.
At which point there is a chime outside the door.
There's like the half twitch as Corsair's hand goes halfway to his lightsaber and then stops. He walks over to the door, opens it.
Standing outside is Joshua Lund.
Yep. Black clothes, black helm, visor down. The Archon directed me to speak to you, Corsair. His suggestion was that I get to know the crew of the Shio. I believe he hopes that I will fill a void that has recently occurred.
Why do we have to keep
works
replacing?
fast.
Why do we have to keep replacing people?
An addition is not a replacement. We are under strength.
At which point the helmet comes off, and blue skin, red eyes, black hair swept back. Apologies, I tend to wait a bit before revealing myself. But if I am to meet new people that I may be working alongside, I think I will dispense with my normal patterns.
Well, your name would probably be advisable, considering you know mine already.
Yes. Jashul Lenore Khan. You may call me Jash. I find binomial naming conventions to be a bit more acceptable, particularly those who are not familiar with the culture. And
well, Jashul Nuri Khan, if you are to join us, you had best know the names of those you will be working alongside as well. You know me. I am Korsarath. This is
Avazia.
this is Avazia. I was trying to clear in my head whether, because I've got two different characters with these relationships. I was trying to clear in my head whether it was fiance or wife at the moment.
Wife.
I think this character is
This
wife.
one's wife.
This different one is fiance.
Dang.
You're
Why?
in too many relationships.
I need some popcorn.
The thing about it is that there are so many different ways that sentence could be taken.
Yeah. Yeah, because with Korsarath and Navazia it's wife, but with Valdeth and Titania it's fiance.
Yep.
I was trying to make sure I had the right set of characters in my head.
The double lives of Korsarath.
So the
Galaxy's a big place, mate.
the sentence would have
Oh,
been,
boy.
"This is my wife, Avazia." The rest of the crew you will meet is our Dathomiri, is Ilyana. The droids, Neres.
I have met them.
The Quarren, Kraktolpa. And Red, the Miraluka, who may be staying on as a pilot depending on their disposition or not.
I see.
Do you have a particular skill set that you would like to make known?
I defend and protect primarily. I have a working knowledge of some of the more obscure traditions of the galaxy. Primarily, I have served as a guard, but I recently have focused more on honing my mind than my body.
Well, knowing the dispositions of our crew, you're going to have to work significantly more hard to endear yourself to Crack and likely Avasia. I say, looking over my shoulder at Avasia, she has very high standards.
Extremely.
Though
Speaks well for you as the leader, then, I suppose.
Though I suspect that Ilyana will simply see that this has been fated and will be immediately on board with all matters incurring.
Know what happens when you assume.
I don't know. You're assuming you know
a
what
nice
happens when you
sister?
assume.
Red will have to make a significant effort to make themselves appreciated with everyone else, but I don't know what their immediate response would be to you. Red is a bit brash and rather blunt.
Red is the pilot.
Yes. Who may or may not be staying on, depending on their disposition and the rest of the crews.
hopefully
Based
won't
on
be
your
staying on.
description, I would say that Red has the disposition of the pilot. Capital T, capital P. So
You are not wrong.
very well.
Is there anything else?
What should I avoid?
Prying into this group's history too deeply. It is currently
Excellent.
a sore subject.
I see.
There is the clattering of droid feet around the corner approaching.
Is that me?
Yeah, that'd be you.
Yep. Okay. Come back in. Yep. Actually, no, you're in your rooms, aren't you? Never mind.
And the
I'm
door's
headed-
open, so.
Okay. Yep. I pass by.
Josh will look back over his shoulder, so you see his face for the first time.
Back up. Nod. Keep going. It's real awkward.
I think
Now
I'd
I'm
begin
gonna
to see what you
imagine
mean.
Nere's with crab droid limbs
I mean,
because
it's just,
the motions
don't-
that William did.
Yeah. I don't know how crab droids are arranged, but yeah, Nereus has 3 legs, so it's like it's very weird.
2 in the back, 1 in the front.
Mhm.
Or 2 in the front, 1 in the back, actually.
It depends. It can switch them around. It rotates.
Swivel.
Yep.
I suspect it will take an amount of time for people to get used to your presence, but I think all things considered, it will play out as it should. At the very least, if Ileana has anything to do with it. You're muted.
I'm used to being unobtrusive.
Good. That will act in your favor.
And it is at that point that the proximity alarms for the Aeon Cutter begin to go off.
Oh no.
Corsair swipes that data pad off of the table. We should make our way to the Shio.
Lead the way.
So everyone, wherever you're at, you begin to hear the blaring klaxon of proximity alarms.
That's bad.
And the ship begins to shake as if from impacts.
Corsair makes his way over to the Shio and on his comm bead contacts everyone in the crew. Everyone who is not currently on it should make their way back to the ship.
I'm on it.
Even though I doubt that I have a comm, I will also head that way.
Where's your armory?
Let me take a look at the map myself so I know where the armory is.
I just imagine we have a pile of stuff.
Bottom floor near the emergency hatch to the center floor.
I could use some armor if you've got any to spare.
We have some to spare, yes.
Excellent.
Get yourself some.
And
Get yourself
Josh is
some-
going to go find himself some armor.
Get
Yeah.
yourself some
I
riot
couldn't
armor.
afford- Yep.
Ah, yeah.
There's also a giant pile of guns.
A giant
is
pile.
gonna be
Armory
like-
is well stocked at the moment.
A giant pile of shitty guns.
Yep. Real bad.
Or as Crack likes to look at them, a giant pile of possibilities.
Has Crack confirmed that he's
I
heading
feel
that
like the
direction,
Shio
or
is currently the Star Wars equivalent of a Georgia trailer park right about now.
Yeah. To answer your question, no, because nobody asked him to confirm, so he's just headed that way.
Okay, Crack, are you headed that way?
Yes, I am.
Right. I am as well. Someone confirm, because I think Nereus would have handed Red a thing at some point, because if something terrible happens in the movie, who knows? Nereus will head that direction too. I don't know what I'm saying.
Nerys, will you be piloting this time?
I do not know. We'll find out when we get there.
While we're going, I will contact the Archon if I have his comm frequency.
Yeah.
So I will contact Nibishuza. Archon.
Exarch.
Sorry, Exarch. Ranks in a fictional organization.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Exarch, then Archon. And to be fair, the Exarch is first among equals of the Archons, so it's not inaccurate to call him an Archon, but...
Exarch.
Yes, Korsarath.
Do we know what that is?
That would be a capital. That would be a Sith Empire capital ship, likely bearing the presence of a Darth.
Should we be evacuating?
Yes.
Did you send me those coordinates?
No. But I
Then
know who
think I
did.
know who did. Assuming that Black Pyramid has no ill intent, I'll be heading for them.
That would be wise.
Good luck.
May the Force be with you.
And also with you.
Every time. That just makes me think of...
Listen, it's habit.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
honestly,
we're the most Southern Baptist of Jedi.
Yeah, no, every single time. I just think...
That's my thought too.
I thought it was a Catholic.
Okay, so
It's a
we've
Christian
reached the
thing.
point where Aaron's cursory knowledge from other people of religious institutions has gone.
It's just it's a thing in like Southern Christianity, or is that God be with you and also with you?
Yeah.
Yep.
In a lot of
It's just
That sounds really
It's a-
weirdly
it's a-
ill
right,
for
it's a-
church people, but okay.
Yeah, it's a standard call response kind of
Yeah.
ceremonial greeting.
indoctrination fun.
Yeah. And every
Um,
time I hear "May the Force be with you" and also with you, I just that's the place my
That
brain
is
goes
totally
to.
fair.
It's not a
Instantly.
cult. Hang on, let's keep going.
I mean, it's not a cult at the moment because there's lots of us. In the modern Star Wars era, it is a cult because there's only a few.
Yeah.
On the way, I imagine new character. Sorry,
Josh?
name- Yes,
Yep.
runs into because Ilyana's still in the lounge area, which you kind of have to go through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She just looks up,
Yep.
looks over, walks up, reaches out and just wipes a finger along your face. Your skin doesn't taste as bad as your brain does. And walks off.
Josh will blink. And then probably after Ilyana has left, do you know which way the armory is? Okay. And goes and finds it himself.
Down!
Thank you.
Korsarath heads to the cockpit. Wait, whoever
As
the pilot
soon as
is.
Red gets to the ship, nothing else, just up the stairs into the cockpit.
As all of you are getting into the cargo bay going to the ship, you can see outside that there are a number of Sith Empire starfighters bombarding the Aeon Cutter. The shields seem to be holding, from what you can tell, at the moment, but they're just sort of whatever happened. It seems like a capital ship dropped out of hyperspace and instantly started attacking.
Okay. Do I see Biggs or Wedge anywhere as I'm going along? Because I
Yes.
imagine I
Yes,
went up
you
fairly
see
smooth.
both Biggs and Wedge. Wedge, I'm trying to remember which one's the bigger one. Is it Biggs or Wedge?
Biggs.
Biggs.
It's Biggs. Because I was wrong about it last time. Because I was like, there's no way that John named the big one Biggs, but John did.
Did I?
I don't know. In Final
Yes,
Fantasy,
Biggs is the big one,
taller
yes.
one is Wedge.
Yes. So yeah, Biggs. Biggs is currently cussing out an input plug in binary, while Wedge is trying to get a dum droid out of the way.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And
Binary.
As soon as Red makes it to the cockpit, Korsarath looks up at Zer. I have coordinates for you. As soon as everyone is on board, we are making all speed for them.
All right. 8, I'm preparing for takeoff. Give me a count when everyone's here.
Mm-hmm. And we'll go over the comm. Once everyone is on board, sound off.
When Crack gets up to the cockpit, he'll sit down in the I got the scanner, the computer chair, and we'll look over at Red and say, Red, you're joining us.
Later. Conversation for later.
What? Well, you are piloting. How do you feel about flying versus crashing? All right, how do you feel about landing versus crashing? Two different things.
Right now, I feel like not getting blown up by lasers.
Crack considers that for a moment. Still an improvement.
You see,
Wow.
from the
So,
cockpit.
John,
yes.
Sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
have a
Go ahead.
logistical question that's going to be really relevant in a second.
Yes.
Is this a situation where a roll would need to be made for astrogation due to the situation?
Yes.
Okay. Nereus, I want you on the astrogation computer. Or Crack, if you can do your engineering from there in case we get hit, great. Otherwise, get to where you can do it from.
Craig looked very alarmed for a moment with suggesting Nerys get in the astrogation desk. Craig can take that spot.
If I recall correctly, Nereus has an intelligence and an astrogation modifier.
I do not have an astrogation skill, no.
No, I'm the one with high intelligence and droid specifically designed to do this.
Well, last time you were pouting too much to tell me that. So
What, Crack? Oh, yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Crack was in impressive coma last time. I don't remember if you were off that week or it was just
No, Crack was.
No, Crack was legitimately not talking. Yep.
As you're from the cockpit, you can see that there is another ship approaching the cargo bay from the exterior, from the other side. So remember, this cargo bay runs through the width of the ship. So there's an exit on either side of the ship, of the Aeon Cutter, and you guys are sort of pointed towards one end, and there's another ship coming in from the other end. You can also see on the floor of the cargo bay, as people are running around to other ships and other sections of the ship, you can see the white clothed, calm demeanored of the Exarch walking towards where this ship is landing, flanked by Cal, Regulus, and Archon Apete.
That's a Sith ship that's landing, or
It seems to be. It definitely looks like a Sith Empire ship that's coming towards them.
okay, all right. I think I'm probably the last one on board. Nereus is panicking inside. It's good. This is fine. Actually, I am not equipped to run astrogation calculations in the slightest. I can assist though.
I mean, I
Great.
have to imagine that's
that. I'll buy you the time to get jump coordinates. But if anyone's not on board, I need to know now because we need to go.
So, assumedly, I get the account that everyone is on board.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's immediately, probably for Red, a completely unfamiliar voice comes over comms that says, "No, I'm fine."
I'm just rolling with that, but I think it's fair to say Red has not been counting who has gotten on and who is
No.
So
if everyone is
if
aboard,
someone's not on board yet, unless another player calls it out, I may be ditching you.
So, Crack, go ahead and make a astrogation check, difficulty 2. Nereus is helping you, evidently, so you get a boost die.
Okay, and I'm having the Crabot.
Oh, so Nereus is on board by this point. We're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. I am very definitely on board.
All right.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
You are able to accurately set a course for the coordinates that were provided.
I'd like to cut down the travel time, please, with that triumph.
Do that.
Okay.
Those
all right,
of you.
Red, get us out of here.
Is anybody watching what's going on in the cargo bay while you're preparing for takeoff?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Avazi is too.
No, I'm trying to fly a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that thing where
I
you
mean,
can pull it up on
Proud of you,
screens
Red.
and
Proud of you.
you get the which one of you is Luke standing on the ramp? Like this.
Right. Yeah.
You see the transport ship that has landed sort of drops its ramp, and as it does, all of you feel this oily wave of animosity just sort of pour out, as if the ramp was the only thing holding it back from that ship. And you see a figure walk down towards Nibishuza and the others, flanked by two black-clothed individuals. This figure has a gray mask with a Sith rune etched into the face of it, and a body that from the neck down seems to be irreparably scarred and burned, as if they were thrown into a lava pit and fished back out of it. Though they seem to still have, for the most part, their physiology, it's so heavily scarred and burned, it's hard to tell what species they are. As they walk down, you can see the three Archons, the two Archons in the Exarch, standing between him and the rest of the ship, ignite their sabers.
Done.
Yes.
Just for clarification,
going.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Sorry.
Just for clarification, is this the person that I saw?
Yes.
So you just hear, well, shit. They're fucked.
The opposing force ignites this ruby red lightsaber, as do individuals on either side. As the ship lifts off, the landing gear folds up, the ramp closes up, and those of you watching, the last glimpse you get as the ship takes off from the cargo bay is lightning erupting from the fingertips of this one individual and racing towards the Exarch, before your vision is cut off by the shield and by the lip of the cargo bay as you leave. Go ahead and give me a piloting space to avoid the intership combat happening all around you.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3.
So I'm using one of our light side points. I'm not asking.
I approve.
Now, I'm also going to hang on.
I think we should stay and fight.
No.
Does Ileana say that?
No, absolutely not, because Ileana knows what's about to happen. They go die.
Let's see here. To do for ebb and flow, could I get up and within engage range of our pilot here or not?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be using flow to assist you. It says I have to make a skill check. I make a flow power check as part of the roll, I guess.
You'd make a flow power check as part of a piloting space check.
Okay.
In order to pass assistance on to.
Got it. Okay. So I am not.
Does it say what your successes give you?
Yes. It's going to. Hang on. Let me look at this. So I'm going to. I'm trying to see how many I get, because if I can get more than. Oh wait, no. I can use it to add a success.
So important question. Can you use this while suppressing, and are you still suppressing?
I'm not suppressing anymore.
Okay.
That's why. Yeah.
And the answer is no, you can't use it while suppressed.
Yeah. So with the control upgrade I just got, when making a combined flow power check, may spend one force to add one success to any checks using the same skill until the end of next turn.
Okay, so you're making an assist roll, and you're spending force points to give Red some automatic successes.
Yes. All
right, so go ahead and make your roll.
Okay. I think I have to add. Sorry, I don't do many rolls with force. So that's this one right here. Yes.
Yeah, if in the on the character sheet, if you go to the force skill, you can where it says skill, you can switch that down to the appropriate skill.
Yep. Piloting space. No, though.
You fail at giving Red any assistance.
Yep.
In fact,
Just panic.
with those two threat, I'm going to say your panicked flailings in the cockpit give Red a setback die.
Shit.
Thanks.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I imagine there's just like a flashing light and it's just really distracting.
You know what? I'm going to say that like this is an engaged range power. So if someone comes up and because I'm like flailing around to press all of the Star Wars buttons, which are for some reason like all over the place in Star Wars as opposed to like control panels in normal ships, I flick on my force sight. See that Nere's is force sensitive now.
Yes, that's new.
It's deeply confused as I'm trying to gun it.
You see a force sensitive droid and that throws you the fuck off.
Yep. And I'm asking Ilyana, what do you mean? Shit, they're fucked.
Well,
there we go.
Do the math.
You didn't add any difficulty to that roll. It's difficulty 3, by the way.
Yes, I knew that.
The math is real simple. He's down there. He's fighting them.
Fuck.
And I see him later. They're all dead.
So, as you are being distracted by the droid over your shoulder and the conversation in general, you veer directly into a starfighter. Fortunately, the Shio is much sturdier than that starfighter was, so it explodes. But the Shio does take some amount of damage from that, as the entire ship rocks from ripping through a starfighter in mid-flight.
Crack, who is
if
in the
all
middle of his...
non-essential personnel could vacate this area and maybe go find some ship guns to go hang out in, that would be lovely.
Crack, who is in the middle of his astronav calculations, calls over his shoulder. I'd like to reassert that my question earlier is more pertinent now than ever regarding your opinions about crashing.
So the ship takes 20 damage, which is absorbed by its hull, which is 5, which is absorbed by its armor. So you blast through a starfighter, and systems begin going a little wonky.
Wait, we take 20 structural damage?
20 hull trauma from running from destroying a starfighter by running into it.
So I want to point out that is very fair and very justified by the situation. Did you add that to the Shio already?
Yeah, I added it to the Shio already.
Okay.
So your current hull trauma on the Shio is 15.
But at the same time, it's a little bit of a dick GM move to give you 20 hull trauma from a flat roll with an advantage.
20 hull trauma because you failed to avoid the fight. You didn't get severe engine damage that caused you to need to land. You just killed an enemy fighter accidentally.
Fine. I agree on I would make the same call level. I'm just pointing it out. Like, I didn't flub that roll of despair bad.
No. Are you accounting for the handling in your rolls, by the way? Because the ship has a -2 to its handling.
Right. No, I forgot about that. So I may need to re-roll. What does handling do? It's not downgrades.
No, I believe it's
setback.
Setback dice.
Okay.
Setback.
If you have negative handling, you get setback dice. If you have positive handling, you get boost die.
Yeah.
Is Corsairath still in the cockpit?
All right, guys.
So the same thing happened anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Corsairath is in the cockpit, out of the way.
At people to get out of the cockpit.
Ilyana goes to go and goes, it doesn't really matter. I'm here in a sense always, anyways.
Crack finish. Am I done with the nav computer at this point? Or
yes, you're done with the nav computer at this point.
Okay. Crack finishes it, hits the final keystroke, stands up, and says, Corsorath, would you like to take over the comm station? I have to go fix the ship.
Yes, go. Please make sure that we do not explode.
I'll go shoot things.
I'll be in the med bay.
I will likewise shoot things.
Yeah.
I get on the comms for a minute. Josh, do you have any particular skills in regards to the operation of a ship?
Probably helping with repairs.
Then if you could assist Crack with that, please.
Indeed.
We did just plow through a starfighter.
Well done. Also not.
I was really hoping you were going to say, I'm very good at sabotage.
No, that's rerun.
All right.
So I assume that as Crack is making his way, you're just confronted by a black armored helmeted figure who's, how tall is Crack?
He's about 5'6", 5'7".
Who maybe has an inch or two on you.
Okay.
I understand you need some assistance with this.
Hello. You're new?
I'm sorry. I'm Jash. You must be Crack.
I am. Our new pilot ran into another ship. Where's the Shio damaged? He would have checked that before leaving his station.
You ran into it head on, so it's up in the nose section.
But no engine troubles or anything.
No, the engine doesn't. It's mostly just hull trauma.
Okay. Mostly we'll have to wait until we can get the ship into dry dock and be able to repair from the outside. But let's go make sure there aren't any catastrophic pressure seal failures.
Excellent. I'll follow you.
All right. And then he points at the Krabots that are following him, and says, "This is clacks, clicks, snaps, and snips."
We should give them name tags at some point.
But there are name tags. Look, and he points to the very, very small on these already tiny droids. The serial numbers 23CL AX79. Each one has a series of identification plates.
Well, that works, I suppose.
And in the way that Arabesh is somehow and Galactic Basic are also somehow completely English, the arrangement of letters tend to spell out the names.
It's not actually English. It's just that we interpret it as English because we can't interpret the Galactic Basic with our human brains.
But that's also definitively not true because they call Chopper because his serial number is C1-1.
No, I know. It's one of those weird things where it's like you see Galactic Basic written out, and it's this weird like symbological font. But when they say it out loud, it's just English.
What the hell is an aluminum falcon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever looked at an X in Arabesh? It don't look like an
No,
X-wing.
it doesn't.
For sure.
It's one of those really weird things where we're just interpreting all of this as English, but it's not really English. But then
So
why
you're
these
saying
things?
that it operates on the Mass Effect
Yes.
translation rules.
I
Quite
would say
exactly.
I would say it operates on the George Lucas rules.
I mean, yeah, very. Mass
I
Effect
think
operates
Chopper
on the
was
George
after,
Lucas.
anyways.
Anyways, but yes, there is that weird thing about Galactic Basic.
All right. Well, Josh is going to follow Crack.
All right.
And try to help make sure we're not leaking.
Go ahead and give me another piloting space check, difficulty 2 this time, to evade more oncoming fighting.
Only 2 setback dice this time.
That's
Sorry,
why.
how many setback die this time?
Just 2 from the handling. This is why pilots get the ability to reduce setback dice from their handling. Or from
Yeah,
their
unfortunately, none of the seeker paths, which are the pilot paths, have that. Difficulty is still 3.
Yep.
Using
you said
another
2,
light
Oh, sorry,
side point.
difficulty 2. Sorry, difficulty 2.
Oh. Using another light side point. Look, I had to divide my skills between like 8 things to be useful at anything.
It's true.
Whereas Kitty was just like, I'll put all of my points in lore, and it was very easy.
Yay!
There we go. That makes a lot more sense.
Yes. All right. This time, so you managed to continually evade. With this roll, you actually managed to get outside of the line of combat. Though a few ships do seem to be breaking off to follow after you.
Are
As
we
you
clear to jump, or do we need to get further?
you need to get a little bit further out to be clear to jump, but you are outside of the immediate threat of the battle.
Okay. When my turn comes around again, I'm spending the whole turn to continue getting to jump distance.
Yeah. Anybody that's paying attention to what's going on, you can see, looking back at the Aeon Cutter, a huge amount of lightning erupts from the ship as it actually just sort of punches a hole through the middle of it and then arcs around, connecting to some of the starfighters and causing them to explode, as there is just a cascade of explosions around the Aeon Cutter at that moment.
Is that, not that Crack can see it, but out of my own curiosity, is that a force power or is that a weapon?
That would be force powers.
Okay.
Somebody using Unleash with a lot of force die.
Yep. Nerys is watching. 'Cause can't do anything else right now.
And all
Can I
of
make
you
a-
are getting this sort of constant bombardment of death as people are dying in this battle.
He's just waving out the window.
Sorry.
Be
Craig,
firing the guns.
I just wanted to try a mechanics check.
Yeah. So
Start
the
fixing.
mechanics check difficulty 3.
Difficulty 1 because of the damage to
Is
the
it 1?
ship.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I
It's-
was reading a different thing.
It's under half, so it's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
1.
yeah.
By the way, I am very happy that none of you thought to call me out on the fact that I just said our spaceship has a window.
I mean, they do.
The
It's
gun
Star
turrets
Wars.
do. Yeah.
And yeah, like the bubble turrets typically have like
They're
Visual
not
paint.
called windows when it's on a spaceship.
No, but
It's true.
still a
it's
window.
close enough.
But how many games have we played where we're actively on a ship and y'all insist on calling it a boat?
Well, that's fun.
Can we also point out that Jeremy started off by thanking us for not calling him out on the nomenclature and managed to turn that around into being shitty about it somehow as well.
Uh-huh.
Which is just 'cause
It's almost like that was the goal.
I love you, buddy.
Jeremy's very acrobatic with his tongue.
Mhm.
Moving on past that one. So mechanics. I'm taking a boost from the Crabots, and I am using manipulates. I would like to fix a ship. I'm gonna take a.
I really can't not.
Right?
I don't believe that you're actually incapable. I believe that you are not willing.
Yeah, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Exactly.
Okay, so do you know how many points that repairs the hull for?
Yes, that repairs it for 5.
Okay. You repair 5 points of hull trauma. Yeah, from what you're seeing, it looks like most of it is the Shio is far sturdier than any of the starfighters out there, and in a head-on-head collision, the Shio will win, and you're just sort of seeing the back end damage of that.
Does it have any strain? Because probably not anymore.
No, not any system strain
Okay.
at the moment.
All right.
The only thing that has hit it so far is another ship.
Okay. The reason that does a bunch is that I have things that heal extra
Yeah.
hull trauma.
It's like
What's
somebody
that?
on a Honda motorcycle trying to do a head-to-head with an F-150.
Kind of. the truck
no.
will be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna need a little paint, little putty work, but it'll be okay.
But it's almost like freighters are designed to be big and sturdy. Eventually you get out to where is a good point to jump away.
Jump.
You hit
The second we get there.
And you hit the and as hyperspace begins, as a hyperspace bubble begins to form around you, the last glimpse you get anybody that's watching, is of another eruption of lightning coming out of the Aeon Cutter, and you're in hyperspace.
Did Josh need to do anything to help with the mechanics, or
No, not this time.
I thought
Okay.
Josh could do a separate one.
You can
Could
if you want.
Just not do a separate
Yeah,
one?
if you want. If you want
Okay.
to. You don't have
Okay.
to. But you
I
can.
didn't roll with additional assistance because I automatically get assistance thanks to the crab bots. In fact, I can give you 2 of the crab bots to help you and give you a bonus die.
I'll take a boost die.
Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, difficulty diff 2, you said, or diff 1?
Diff 1.
Yeah.
Diff 1 because it was below. Okay,
Mhm.
let's see.
Heck yeah.
Heyo.
Nice.
So that 1-to-1 on successes is the.
I think so, right?
Do you have anything that bumps it? Any talents?
Nope. Mm-mm.
Then
Nope.
that's-
Just. I'm smart and I know where things go.
All right. The Shio now only has 4 points of hull trauma left.
Team fix it.
Crack has a new friend. Josh may not know it yet, but
Josh is just trying to help.
I'm just being helpful. Yes, you are now in hyperspace. The coordinates that you have send you to a planet that is going to be a day out, thanks to Crack's navigation, as opposed to a day and a half.
Nice.
hooray. I assume our fixing things will take a little while.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to step away for just a second, so let's
go ahead.
assume Crack is working on stuff.
But yes, you are all in hyperspace now.
Reminder, because I don't remember. Nibishuza is the one who gave me the contact for Black Pyramid, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to suppress again, and then once we are clearly in hyperspace and nothing is shooting at us, we are not crashing into anything, Nereus will come on the comm. Where are we going?
To a meeting place sent to me by a contact Nibishuza gave me.
Right.
Vazia is just going to punch the wall.
Pink.
You will injure
Aries,
your
we're
hand
gonna need to
doing that.
talk about something a little later.
Yes.
We're all alive, so take it a moment at a time.
Avazia, you're going to injure your hand if you keep doing that.
I'll be fine.
I have little doubt that the Order will survive that attack.
Well, we got a day.
Right. So, Josh, you need a tour of the ship. That was the cockpit up there. Wait, I don't think you had gotten up there. I see we have found the armory.
Yeah,
Cockpit is
Josh
up-
basically found
Yeah.
the armory and then immediately went to go help fix things on probably in the hangar, I assume. So that's what Josh has seen.
Yep. There's a hangar there.
Yes.
Some of us practice lightsaber in that space. The med bay is
Excellent.
here.
Right. For
I
when
hope
the
do not
lightsaber
see you
practice
here.
goes poorly.
Yes. The lounge rooms, these and these are available. Yours is not gonna the door to Graz's and Kitty's lab are, I assume, still closed.
Yeah.
These two are not, and this one, I point to mine, and then I point downstairs where the other rooms have been taken, but everything else is available.
I love, by the way, that
Oh.
even after everything has been put down, Jack can't bother to match his typing with the font of the rest of the typing on the sheet.
I just go with the default. I'll probably take a room downstairs if it's self-select.
Be my guest.
Whose rooms are these up here, though? If I need to find somebody. I mean...
This is mine. That was our alchemist's lab.
Oh.
It won't be in use, but we are going to leave it for now. That was our other Wookiees. I'll point at Graz's.
I see. I'll leave those to you all then.
Right. I did not introduce myself fully before.
You're Nerys.
Nerys, yes. Jin Urizardun. But Nerys.
An honor. Nerys works.
Yes.
Between the two of us, I will be fine if you call me Lanorica then.
All right.
Yeah, and you obviously would know that
Mhm.
Jiniri Zardun would make
Mhm.
Neri's part of Jinebashu Zardun's family.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm.
Right. I am going to be in the lounge. And I go and sit down.
And Jash pauses for a moment to have the smallest of existential crises.
To answer your question, Jack, I think
Mhm.
the riot armor is better than the laminate armor. Let me double check. Just because it provides you with that automatic advantage on vigilance checks.
Gotcha.
But let me double check that because I need to pull up a different book for the laminate armor. Laminate armor. So laminate armor just has 2 soak, no defense. The riot armor, which is the fresh armor, also has 2 soak, but it gives you that advantage to vigilance.
Okay.
Laminate armor just has 2 soak, and that's it.
Gotcha.
The laminate armor does have
Cool.
3 hard points, where the luck armor only has 1 hard point, so that might make it better for you, depending on what you want.
Okay.
And the riot armor is not designed to be fully sealed.
Right. Whereas
where the
laminate
armor
does.
can
Mhm.
be. So yeah,
Okay.
there is also that.
Sounds good.
So mechanically, by itself,
Right.
the riot armor is better, but it depends on what you're
Right.
looking for.
Okay.
But yes, there are also a few suits of Sith Empire laminate armor in the armor that you guys have, if people want to deface those and repurpose them.
Josh will drag one of those into his room and sort of just set it up in a corner and for consideration later. But yeah.
All right. You are all in the quiet of the hyperspace lane. Well, it's not even a lane. It's a direct jump because the place you're going is not on any hyperspace routes. Would anyone like to?
Josh will probably go looking for either Red or Ileana initially. Whoever is more easily findable.
Red's pretty easy to find, but is in the cockpit, which might be more roundabout depending on where Ileana is.
As usual, insert random part of ship. So whoever you want to find first.
Okay.
We're making this so easy.
That's nope. I have my own way of determining this.
I prefer to think of it as giving Jack agency,
Right.
as opposed to not making a choice.
Okay. He finds Ileana first.
Okay.
So if he didn't succeed, then he would have just kept walking until he got to the cockpit.
Fair.
So step up and the helmet is off by this point. So obviously, Chiss. I didn't introduce myself earlier.
You're Josh.
Yes. And if there's anything you need to know that you don't already, please feel free to just come and ask.
There won't be,
Very well.
because I know things.
In that case, is there anything I should ask you?
You'll
That I
know when
might
you
not
need
know.
to.
Reasonable enough.
Was
you.
Corsarath wrong?
I mean, yes. Yeah, a little bit. She's being much meaner than she normally would be.
That made me cry. Okay.
I like your light whip, by the way.
Thank you. I like your being tall.
I worked hard at that. It's taken a little while, but I think it works for me now.
It does. It does. It really does. Okay.
I'll be off to do what you already know I'm going to do.
I don't know everything. I just know things. God damn it.
You're Layla Miller and you know things?
God damn it. It literally just occurred to me. I do not rescind any of my statements.
Oh, it's beautiful. Keep going.
I love when Jeremy makes a realization about his characters that almost nobody gets, but Jeremy. It's just like,
And Jack.
I mean, I said almost nobody.
All right.
It's
And-
usually 1 to 3 people.
Yep.
Right. And Josh will head up to the cockpit unless he meets anybody else along the way.
You succeed at getting to the cockpit unmolested.
Right. Oh, good. I hear your name is Red.
Yep.
Am I interrupting you?
No, no, that does its own thing.
To put a few obvious things out there, then I'm brand new. My name, you can call me Josh. And if there's anything you need to know, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'm Red. I had no way of knowing that you were new, and same back, I guess. Next time we're on a station, I'm going to actually buy food because no one else on this ship seemed to care.
I don't eat.
Josh is wearing a utility belt and pulls out just like whatever the space equivalent of some fruit leather is.
Yeah.
This is what I have if you need something while you're up here.
No, there's rations. What are you even holding? I can tell that it's not.
I love
Oh,
making you run by
Sort
the
of
foot.
pull the front part of the hair up illustratively.
That would no, I see what you mean. It's dried fruit.
Mm. What I mean is that we have a ship of Wait, I need to not count John. 2, 3. 6 people, 5 of whom have nominally compatible dietary habits and ration packs.
No, I think I see your point. Little bit of actual taste might help with some things.
Yeah.
I love the
Don't
fact-
ask about the Wookiees.
Noted.
And try not to get stabbed too much. You might have an easier time of that than me.
I just love the
Easy
idea.
is comparative, but yes.
I just love the idea that nobody aboard the Shio ever thought about food as anything other than nutrients to go in.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
So I feel
rations
like he
work.
would have thought of it, considered like a fruit stand, and been like, I can spend these 5 credits on more ingredients, or I can spend them on sustenance. Nah.
It's just like everyone's eating ration blocks, and Red comes in. It's like, where's the food? It's like, here. That's not food.
I mean, from Corsair's perspective, we haven't stopped anywhere that really could have provided a lot of food. Like, the one place we stopped that had a market was the slave station.
It's just funny.
Are you saying that on the Relief Organization vessel, you could not special order some fruits?
I mean, that would require that the Aeon Cutter goes somewhere with a trade market.
It was when we first started. It was literally docked at, if I recall, a pretty broad market where you can get just about anything.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
was before we had the Shio, though. That was when we left to get the Shio.
Anyway.
Also, I have
All
5 credits.
contradictory.
And
total.
when you left from there, you also had food because Zook was on board and he was making.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's also fair.
It wasn't until you got
Look,
the Shio
it's a
that you-
funny bit that I'm gonna gimmick for a little, okay?
Legit.
So anyways,
And well, I think you were my last stop because technically I've already been introduced to Avazia and she's just terrifying anyway. So I'm going to let that marinate for a little bit.
Mm.
good talk.
And
I'm
Josh is
gonna
gonna.
go-
Yep,
yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go reconstitute the hangar back into a sparring ring if you're interested.
I will absolutely help with that.
And I'm gonna start shoving the sort of the stuff that was used to make the hangar a refugee base away so that there's free space.
Corsairath watches them go, having never left the comm station.
Depending on how quiet you were, Red may have not realized you hadn't left.
He was been pretty quiet. He's mostly been poring over that data slate.
All that you're getting from it is coordinates. Would you like
I
to?
know.
Would you like to investigate what those coordinates might be?
Yes.
You can make an outer rim roll, difficulty 2,
I'm not going to be great at that, but I can still make the roll.
or a computer's roll, difficulty 3. One of the two.
Outer rim or computers, they are the exact same.
Crack is actually headed to the cockpit, so I would say William, wherever an appropriate moment is, Crack walks in.
Right, yeah.
You have no idea where those coordinates go to.
Yeah.
Could be a star for all you know.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi, Corsairath.
Crack.
Just coming up to make sure that the modifications to the piloting system were correctly done.
Well, Red hasn't complained about not being able to interface with the pilot system, so
Red also crashed into another ship.
plowed through another ship.
Still a crash. Why does no one agree on the definition of crashing on this ship?
I would argue that a crash involves the ship not being quite usable afterward. We took structural damage, nothing was disabled.
Crack just sort of makes a high-pitched whining noise and goes over and starts checking the calibrations. It's kind of fluting and also just.
It was certainly a collision, and it was certainly unintentional. But when I consider a crash, I typically think the thing is no longer usable afterwards, or at least significantly less usable.
Welcome to Star Wars Episode 18, Revenge of the Pedant.
This is, I think, for Crack, the equivalent of the babysitter saying, "Nap, unconscious, it's the same thing."
But
I mean, it is, but
for what? That's a mother saying that.
First of all, well, I've never heard that. That is instantly my favorite babysitter rule.
I hope to God it's not been said before. It was not something that is
I
like
guarantee
a
it's been
saying.
said before.
Okay.
Oh my god.
He fell asleep in the car. What, he doesn't always sleep with his eyes open?
Well, it may have been said before along the lines of, all right, I will ask the witness again. Did the defendant say?
Miss Nancy.
Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
Anyway, of course, for what it's worth, I'm not a pilot, so you don't have to worry about me making that distinction.
What are you working on? As Crack desperately tries to change the subject.
Trying to figure out where these coordinates go.
Oh, is it a star chart or simply coordinates?
It's just a set of coordinates.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Pass the data
Drifts
slate
over in that
over.
direction.
You can make either a computer's difficulty 3 or a outer rim difficulty 2.
I would like to make a computer difficulty 3.
I like how we just dropped the word roll off of those sentences and it's understood. As opposed to, I would like to make a computer difficulty 3.
It's still completely comprehensible.
Two success and an advantage.
So looking at the chart and looking at the coordinates that you had already plugged into the Nazareth computer, it looks like this goes to a planet called Ibanji, which is it's in the Outer Rim. It's in the Merukar sector, and it is basically abandoned. Like there are a variety of native carnivorous species on it, but it's mostly wasteland. There's not really a whole lot of biome diversity on this planet, and there's not really a whole lot of sustainable life. It's the atmosphere is breathable for certain types of sapients and not others.
None of this is encouraging.
But it is mostly a barren rock.
How do you spell that planet for putting it in the notes document?
Ibanji, Ibanjji.
Oh, I was missing one J.
I thought I was right there with you. I had everything except that second J.
I just want you to know, it's I'm never not going to refer to it as Jumanji.
Right.
It is the polar. It is almost as opposite to Jumanji as you can possibly get.
Doesn't matter. It's called Ibanji, so it's Jumanji.
I feel like the opposite of Jumanji is Fred, to be honest.
I was more thinking biome wise as opposed to
biome wise, probably yeah.
Whereas Jumanji is a jungle.
Right. This one's
a blasted wasteland. Not even desert, like just wasteland.
But is it frozen? Because then it would be the opposite.
So Hoth is the opposite of Jumanji, is what you're saying.
Yes.
It is not frozen,
Okay.
no. It is more
Which episode was
Eric.
Revenge of the Pedant again?
Holy
18.
shit, you guys.
18.
All of them.
anyways. But yes, that's what you get on that roll.
I'm a dick.
I will pull up whatever information we have on it and share it with Corserath.
Not much. There's no significant there's basically nothing significant of value on this planet.
Which equates into nothing that has been recorded about it, almost certainly.
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The only bit of information is that it is the native home to a creature called a Varn,
Okay.
and that's whatever that. Nothing even about Varns is in this information. It's just that it's one of those things where like you get like somebody desperately was trying to come up with a bit of trivia for this planet, and so home to predators called Varns. That's it.
Nothing much here, Corserath, except for this native predatory species. Know what I mean, Varn?
Fuck
Oh,
you.
fuck you, Greg.
That is my revenge for the pedantic discussion we've been having.
Well done, and fuck
Very
you.
well done. Very well done.
Why are we
Jim
looking this
Varney,
up?
I miss you so much.
Oh,
Jim
me too.
Varney.
Me too.
Mhm.
My next character voice.
Yeah, oh my god, yes! That needs to happen.
I support this.
Why are we looking up this planet, Korsrath?
Because this is where we're going.
Where did you get this information?
From a contact given to me by Nibishuza.
Anything we're supposed to do when we're there?
It was listed as an emergency evacuation point, so we'll probably be given information once we get there.
I see. Well,
And it was also given right before the attack came.
I hope the Aeon Cutter isn't in need of emergency evacuation.
The Aeon Cutter might be damaged, but I suspect that the Order will survive.
Korsrath, do you think we're headed in the right direction?
In what regard?
In terms of, are we going to here because we were told to, or are we going here because we were supposed to?
I can't necessarily answer that one, but when I told Nibishuza that we would be heading to this place that his contact had provided with me, he said he agreed that that was probably wise. So if nothing else, the Exarch is behind this decision.
Okay. I'm worried about everyone back on the cutter.
We would not have been much use in that particular situation.
Maybe you're right, but that doesn't mean it's not worth trying.
It doesn't. However, these coordinates were provided to us just before the attack occurred, and Nibishuza was in agreement with the decision to head for these coordinates. I think going was the correct decision.
All right, Korsrath. What can I do to help us prepare for our arrival?
I think ensure that everything is in order so that we can land and not crash, for one.
Find a new pilot, correct?
I think all things considered, the fact that Red got us out of a pitched battle involving an Imperial capital ship and numerous starfighters with only a collision with a fast-moving starfighter is an impressive record, especially on a ship this old.
There is a little sort of sharp fluctuation of Crack's tentacles that you probably know him well enough to take as a wince, but he doesn't say anything.
Give Red a few more tries. I think the fact that we got out of there without it being hit directly is impressive.
Of course.
I want to reiterate that would have happened on a flat roll, just for the audience.
When you have a moment, come down by the armory. I have something for you.
I have a moment now if you want.
Of course. He wouldn't have said armory. He would have said engineering. I apologize.
Yeah.
Sleepy Craig error, not Crack error. All right. So do we pass anybody on the way down? I think it's pretty much just a straight shot. No, we'd have to go through the lounge. So
Yeah, Nerys is in the lounge.
I mean, yeah. if you're go-
Vazi is in the
yeah.
lounge.
okay.
Just sort of screensavering again.
Okay.
As they do sometimes.
Walking through, Craig just waves. Hello. And then we'll
Nod back.
and then we'll walk over in engineering and go over to a very cluttered workbench. Cluttered, not messy, if that makes sense. Everything is in neat rows, but it is almost full of components.
Yeah.
And we'll open one of the drawers in the bench and pull out the bracer guard. And hold it out and said, I believe you expressed some interest in this. I've examined it. I was hoping to find a way to improve it, but I have studied its design and made some notes. Unfortunately, the fact that it's reduced to be difficult to perceive as a lightsaber has made it all but useless for the purposes of improving it in any significant way.
Well, I appreciate you giving this to me.
Crack shrugs and says, well, you said you might find it useful.
And so takes it and slides it onto his left arm.
Blade on top or blade on bottom of your forearm?
On top.
So Zealot rather than Assassin's Creed.
Yes, because he doesn't want to burn his hand off with a plasma blade under his fingers.
Crack gets out a set of pinchers. All right, now. Everything is permitted. We'll just take off this finger.
Oh, no, it's fine. We don't need to cut the finger off anymore. We just still burn you with a ring because, assassin tradition.
As aesthetic.
Isn't that, yeah.
Because, all right, you're ready to wear this bracer. Bite on this leather.
Yeah. And that's it. Craig sort of turns away and starts resorting through the components of the other lightsabers.
And looks over at Korthrath, looks at it for a minute, and looks over at Crack. If you were looking to make some improvements to lightsabers, I actually have a few things that, if you're looking for something to do.
Craig does his best not to go as he turns around.
I feel make a cool check, difficulty 2.
I will willfully fail. You actually
French to me.
Well, that's crack is short for craquancho. But his which means hot kraken. But he actually turns around and his skin actually which is normally kind of a dull orange, actually fluctuates several different colors before he gets himself under control.
There's a clicking sound.
Look out, he's gone full cuttlefish.
So, Korthrath sort of pulls out his normal lightsaber and sort of sets it on the engineering table and kind of indicates a few places on it. There are a certain amount of improvements that could be made on top of this design that I think you are probably the best and perhaps only one suited to make. He says he sort of indicates the several locations where the materials are fine, as he sort of goes over like what might need to be done to put the superior hilt personalization attachment onto the
Sure. As that's happening, Crack increasingly starts to sort of finish Korthrath's sentences. And it probably is much more obvious to Korthrath than it is to Crack. But way back after we first got the lightsabers, Crack let everybody beat the shit out of him so he could study their sabers. John, if I recall, I think he succeeded on all of his mechanics checks to kind of study the sabers at that point. Yeah. So he has notes on this saber, and you actually, about halfway through the discussion, he actually pulls out a diagram from his data pad showing different ways to expand on it.
So what mechanically are you trying to get upgraded, William?
Just the superior hilt personalization, which grants the lightsaber the superior quality.
Okay.
Do we have enough? We have a shit ton of components that
you have. How many guns? Somebody keeping track?
Like 40. We have a truck full.
Yeah.
And I took a room, John. I took a literal room
I took a room.
from the engineering bay. I put it on a loader and I put most of it into Nere's room, and I kept the rest. So we have the
Did I
remaining bits.
Did I give you a financial number of how much materials
We
it was?
have in the armory, we have 40 frag grenades, 9 riot armor sets, 7 sets of laminate armor from the Imperials, 10 blaster rifles, 10 vibro knives.
We definitely have more blaster rifles than that, because we have all the people
those
who
were
died.
just that first set that we collected, and then we
Yeah.
stopped counting.
We took out everybody in the mine, everybody in the base. We raided the entire armory.
Each blaster rifle is worth about. It has about, upping, considering that price is upped a bit. Each blaster rifle has about 500 credits worth of parts in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say
10 of them would be enough to get this.
We'll say there are about 40 blaster rifles, 40 vibro knives, somewhere in the like some all the things that you just have 10 of. Say you have 40 of instead.
Okay.
We have 2 lightsabers,
and you have 2 lightsabers as well. The lightsabers are damaged, so they're worth less than they would be intact. But
can they be fixed?
They can be, yes, but they'd just be basic lightsabers, and that would require an amount of credits to repair.
Okay, all right.
But the lightsabers would, if currently as they are, would be worth. Where thing?
You don't need to go through that, because he's not willing to use the lightsaber parts, but assumably we have enough stuff from other sources.
Yeah, the lightsabers are only worth about 150 credits right now.
What about the crystals?
The crystals are intact and worth a lot more, but they're crystals and such. Can't be. You can't just you can't sub the crystals. Yeah, you can't sub the crystals in for price of mechanics of other things, because they're just
hypothetically
crystals.
They could be sold. But,
yeah, they could be sold.
Crack's going to turn at least one of them into a new saber.
The crystals would be, if sold, the crystals would be worth 9,000 credits.
Yeah. The crystals, by the way, are not in evidence on the on the repair desk. But so we'll take 10 of the rifles and break them down and make the superior hilts.
Yeah.
We now have 30 blaster rifles.
Is this the only thing that Korsarath wants done?
That's the only thing that the lightsaber still has hard points for.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a hard mechanics check.
And I have the Crabots help me. 3 difficulty. I'm definitely using manipulate, and
it has one more hard point after this, but
okay, yeah. So I'm gonna take the straight to flip those. So it's a success, 2 advantage, and a triumph.
That'd be 2 successes if you flip those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm spending the lightsaber point.
So you take 2 points of conflict, take 2 strain, spend a light side point. And that's 2 successes and a triumph, which means you succeed. I'll say with the triumph you can upgrade something that's already on the lightsaber. Because you can't really upgrade the superior mod, I don't think.
Does it have any slots? Which book is it in? Is it in the standard one?
It's a crossguard saber, so it's it's actually in
the Sentinel book.
Yeah, Sentinel book.
Superior hilt customization does not give any upgrade modifications, but I'll say you can upgrade something that's already on it, like the crystal.
Actually, superior hilt's in the core book, page 200. So yeah, let's see. Can I? There's stuff that I can do. I think I could use that to add an extra hard point in.
You could do that too.
Just, I hate to slow us down, but I know there are specific things I can do with this. Does
it an underbarrel grenade launcher on it?
No.
The modification rules, I think, may also be in the Sentinel book. Does anybody have the Sentinel book? It takes forever for me to get the PDFs open. Okay. Can you find the list of what I can do with advantage and triumph?
Lightsaber hilt crafting. So, construction, spending. So hilt crafting includes suggestions on how to integrate other results into successful lightsaber. First, crafters can use list of just here we are.
So,
So
with an
for-
advantage, for one advantage, you can decrease the hilt's encumbrance by 1. You can increase the lightsaber's damage by 1 and encumbrance by 2, which would make it require 2 hands to wield. You can add, you can give it disguise, which adds a setback to other characters' checks to identify the lightsaber hilt as such when not ignited. You can give it a counterweight, which increases its encumbrance by 2, but makes it lose the unwieldy quality and gain the cumbersome quality of the same value. It already has a crossguard, so you can't give it a crossguard. You can use it for a customizable, which increases the lightsaber's hard points by 1. You can only do that once, though. You can give it delicate balance, which is the same thing as counterweight, but the opposite. You can give it personalized design. No, that doesn't work because you're not the one wielding it. So, on that.
Right. I mean, I would say just in general, I would say Crack has already examined this. He's talking over the options while he's working. William, if you just want to go ahead and spend the points on whatever you would like, it's your saber. I'm not gonna choose your upgrades.
Let's see. I think fine-tuned emitter would probably be useful.
Okay.
Adds an automatic advantage to combat checks made with his lightsaber.
And that sort of precision is very much Crack's jam, so that makes sense too. He's very happy about that.
Right. So you upgrade it to a superior lightsaber, which increases its damage by 1 and gives it an automatic advantage on all attack rolls. And then fine-tune the emitter, which gives it another automatic advantage on all checks made with a lightsaber.
So that would be 2A.
Yep.
Is the
2A would be your new modification.
2 lowercase a, I'm assuming?
Yes. Superior quality on weapons also. Let me take item quality. So a superior weapon generates automatic advantages on all checks, and its base damage is increased by 1. So that's the only. So you increase the base damage of your lightsaber by 1.
And it now generates 2 advantages.
And it now generates 2 advantages on all checks related to its use.
Good.
That is pretty sweet. I think I'm going to do that for mine too.
It now looks significantly more streamlined than it did previously. The sort of rough patchwork nature that it had previously has been refined to a much more elegant style.
And I think if possible, Crack would, obviously with Corsorath's supervision and permission, would like to work in an element of styling that is evocative of sort of Corsorath and Avasia, both, like their union and them together.
Sure.
What do you think that would be?
Well, for one thing, the crossguard isn't a traditional crossguard. It's a pair of field emitters that sort of create this sort of containment field around what would be the hilt of the blade. They're actual physical objects.
Okay.
And so styling those two emitters after Corsorath and Avasia, because when the lightsaber is off, they clack shut, and when it's open, they fan out like a sword's crossguard.
Okay. So that's
and also when it's turned on now, the beam is slightly narrower and more coherent than it has been previously, because the emitter has been fine-tuned.
All right. So when it's finished, Crack will hand it to Corsorath for inspection.
Looks it over for a minute, turns it over in his hands, turns it on, feels the balance. He says, "Excellent work, Crack."
Crack sort of nods and then reaches out and hugs Corsorath.
Turns the lightsaber off before that happens. And then returns the hug.
This is what we do now.
Fair enough.
let me know if you have any other ideas. There are plenty of parts left. Also, and he picks up the data pad and sort of flips it over and shows Korsarath a series of notes on Avasia's saber from the time that she kicked the crap out of him, and says, "She won't listen to me, but if you can let her know, I'd be happy to help with hers too."
He'll take the data pad. I'll see what I can do.
No, that's my pad.
Oh,
But we'll transfer it to your pad. Give a copy to you.
Yeah, take the copy. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. And he turns back as Korsarath is leaving. Turns back to the Crabots who have been helping him. Says, "Great job, everyone! Really fantastic work."
Now remember this feeling the next time you try to open a door slightly.
He sort of looks over his shoulder. I have a few more ideas, but I'll let you do work for yourself for the moment.
Oh, no. We can go now.
He looks him over. You just like to do anything that you can, don't you?
He pauses for a second and he says, "Keeping busy helps."
I understand that. And without tying up the role playing any further, he would like to get the curved hilt modification.
Okay.
Now make another. How much does that one cost?
Another 1,000.
1,000. So
Two more blasters.
You rip apart 2 more blasters. Make a mechanics difficulty 3.
28 blaster rifles left.
Difficulty 3?
Yep.
Okay.
It's always difficulty 3 to make modifications to a weapon.
Sure. Crabot's helping again. I feel like I should at least ask. Can I get an extra bonus dice from the studying I did on these before?
No.
Okay.
That's what's letting you. That's what's letting you do the things in the first place.
Totally fair. Holy shit! Not a triumph, but I'm not. So 6 successes and 3 advantage.
Absolutely succeed in doing the thing, and you can spend those advantages if you like as well.
Does that let you put a modification on that?
3 would let you put an extra hard point space.
Because there's actually a mod for the curved hilt that gives it an extra defensive 1.
Yeah, I think it would.
I don't. To do those, you have to make additional checks after it's already been installed, unless you have a triumph. It's been a triumph for that.
Can I just apply those forward then to that next roll as boosts?
If you're going to continue making the roll, then yes.
Yeah. Is that sure? Why not? We get the defensive +1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'll do.
So hang on. Let me take a look at what it takes to upgrade and modification. Install and to upgrade.
Technically, we're doing an attachment and then we are modding that attachment.
Yeah. Modding attachment. Install a mod, it's 3. If you succeed, you can install a mod. Benefits in the previous thing. Oh, hang on. We might have been rolling incorrectly. I might have been looking at the wrong information. Give me a second.
I think maybe you've been having me roll as though everything were mods.
Yes, because installing mods as opposed to installing attachments, it's all in the same location and it's not very.
The mod is an additional 100 credits. I'll use the parts from one of the sabers.
Yeah. We'll just say that roll was for installing the mod then.
Okay. Fair. Okay.
That is the only so looking through the customization rules, the only roll it says you need to make is for installing a mod, not for installing an attachment. But it doesn't actually clarify how you install attachments.
I think they just click into the hard points.
Yeah, I think they just take up a hard point and you spend the credits for the materials.
if you're making the thing or modifying the base weapon to have hard points.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is, right here. Attachments have a set of base modifiers that they automatically grant when installed. Installing an attachment is a fairly simple process and simply requires a few minutes of uninterrupted work. So yeah, you don't even have to roll to install an attachment. You just have to roll to mod the attachment.
Okay.
If you want
That's
to
how
use
the
those
roll
advantages
works.
to add another hard point, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Can we do that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
So it has an extra.
Yes. I can put one more attachment on this thing later.
We will
but not
leave
right now.
previous rolls as they were, and moving forward, use the correct rules.
Got it. So.
Actually, no. I because you're crafting these attachments from raw parts, I'll say you still need to make the roll, but the difficulty will be lower next time.
Fair. That's fair.
Because you are making the attachments and then attaching them rather than buying the attachment and putting it in.
This week on Pimp My Saber.
We'll say that's why you've been having to make rolls.
Sure. It works totally fine for me. Okay, so now it has an extra hard point.
Yes.
Extra hard point.
And
Defensive 2.
yeah, and I was gonna say, and it gets the extra for the curve tilt, the defensive. Yep.
And a third advantage that it generates automatically as long as I'm fighting only one target.
Yes, Jack. When you modify attachments on your own lightsaber, you decrease the difficulty of mechanics checks by 2.
Right.
So
We are 18 sessions in, and this is the first session I think I've actually been able to use my talents as an artisan.
So when you modify the attachments on your own lightsaber, Crack, your difficulty would be 1, unless you have something to further reduce the difficulty.
Sure. Yeah. I do sometimes, but it depends.
All right, that's done. As you finish that, all of you feel sick. All of you that are currently attached to the Force, I should say.
Mhm.
You feel this sort of sickening dread in your gut. And then it goes away.
I don't believe I missed this.
Did you feel that?
I did.
So it's not the kelp soylent. Does that are we nearing the time where we would be reaching the end of our hyperspace
No,
journey?
you're still in the middle of the hyperspace journey.
Is that something on the ship, or is it
Disconcerting.
is it the sense of 1,000 voices crying out as one and then being suddenly silenced?
It's not quite that, but it's similar.
Something
Is it-
bad just happened.
Yes.
Let's find Ileana.
Probably wise.
Which part of the ship is Ileana in?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Currently washing her mouth out again.
Ah,
This time with vomit.
Crack bursts into the refresher.
that's
Ileana!
not washing, Jack. That's not washing. Although it might actually taste better. Anyways, let's jump right off that train.
Okay.
Jump right off that train as if you were being dragged off by an NPC trying to kill you.
You know what? Fuck you. I'm still bitter about that.
I recall it was kind of the other way around, but okay.
I got dragged off the
NPC
train.
The NPC active. For those who need context, during our Eberron game, the party was attacked on a lightning rail, as happens in Eberron, and this group that was created to literally be the polar opposite of the other group. And I had thought at one point, it'd be cool if like maybe 1 or 2 of them got away, and then they could be recurring things. One of them pulled John's character out the train, and so he proceeded to get a horse, hunt all of them down, and kill them.
You pulled the fighter off the train. Fighter
Yes.
gonna fight.
Because the fighter was trying to was killing everybody on the train. Anyways,
Where's
So, yeah.
Liliana?
that's a good question.
It is. That's why I'm asking.
Thank you, Nerys.
I like to imagine that. Where would she have ended up? I feel like she might be like. Same place I have her token right now. She's just hanging out in one of the because she never left there.
Okay. Is Corsaroth coming with Craig?
Sure.
Okay. Does anybody else from the lounge come?
Well, if there is a small group heading in a very specific direction, what is happening?
We're trying to find Ileana and ask her about what just happened.
What just happened?
Something bad.
A sense of foreboding through the force. Avasia, did you feel it?
Yes. I will come with you.
Avasia, Corsaroth has something to talk to you about later.
Corsaroth legitimately laughs.
She will look at Corsaroth and raise an eyebrow.
We'll talk later.
I'll come with then, yeah.
All right.
He just kind of gives her this sort of like heavily amused smirk.
So, Ilyana, a group of people approach from above you because you're in the turret, which is down.
Hi.
Did you feel that?
And she's like, she's gotten wherever she got it, who knows where she got it. But it's basically like a packet of Tang that she's currently it's like pixie sticks.
Flavor powder.
Yes. Maybe.
Do you have any idea what that was?
Something bad.
That was my thought as well. Do you have the capacity to take a look?
Ileana, we don't have time for your shit. What was it?
And
the hatch
obnoxious real bad.
Closes.
Knock, knock, knock.
To the intercom, what?
Can you?
I will look.
Be more. Thank you.
I will look.
Crack has some like leveling issues right now, where it's like either too low or too high, but it hasn't quite gotten to
Crack turns to Corsaroth and is like, just pointing at the door.
Vasia is going to punch Crack in the arm.
Ow! People could be in danger.
It's understandable.
She needs to tell us what's going on.
She will tell us what she
could
can.
place herself or us in greater danger by looking from what I have been taught.
And that note.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Make your roll.
No, legit. No, that's totally fair.
We don't have time to play scuttle poke.
I'm just interested. I'm fascinated by the fact that Ilyana has convinced everybody else that her abilities work backwards.
Right?
I have no idea. I have no idea what Ilyana's abilities are at this point.
Usually when you scry on something through the force, it can look back at you.
Yeah.
If it is powerful.
No, I mean that Ilyana's foresee ability, foreseeing the future, can see things that have happened previously.
Listen, Ilyana pulled a knife out of thin air, and we've already
Red only caught the tail end of this conversation.
So I have a question.
Yes.
And again, this is, and I don't know if there are upgrades that change this that would make that will explain why, but Seek allows you to find far away things.
Mm-hmm.
If we got a sense of something, can I use Seek to follow that sense without knowing specifically what that thing is?
Sort of like to get a general direction of it, or to physically follow it.
Like, Yes.
Yes, you could get a you could sense a thing.
Right. Because I can spend 2 force. Oh, no, it's funny. It's almost like I didn't read the power. You can spend 2 force points to get insight into the general location or direction of a person of object that he knows about. I guess what I'm saying is that sense enough to be something that I know about?
Yeah. That you could
Okay.
use seek to get insight into what that feeling was.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So you would get that spending 2 points would let you do that.
Right. So I will try that first, and then I will foresee. First one. Boop boop. I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing related to. Okay. I mean, there's 2.
There you go. That feeling is that was the feeling of someone steeped in the dark side of the Force.
Uh-huh.
Using that corruptive influence to torture someone of significant power.
Okay.
So what you felt was sort of you felt pain and corruption sort of mixing together, and it originates from the area the Aeon Cutter was in.
The only way I can describe it as a very confusing sound is heard. And then
Okay.
Hold please, and I will use the other thing that I have because why not? Yeah, I will take the conflict and flip the point.
One light side remaining.
So that is 2, and I will. How many days do we have until we reach where we are?
Less than a day.
Basically,
Okay.
Halfway through.
Yeah.
So I will do 1 day of 1 day forward, and 1 point worth of details.
Okay. You see a figure dressed in what seems to be repurposed laminate armor, wielding a very big rifle that appears to be a disruptor rifle, disintegrating the cockpit of an Imperial starfighter on a planet on an arid wasteland.
Okay.
You get a sense of danger, and you get a sense of regrouping.
So my question is the person. Let me look at my.
You've never seen them before.
So they're not the masked figure in the red cloak and
Correct.
the Durasteel helmet with the splash of. Still haven't seen them yet.
Still haven't seen them yet, no.
Okay.
They have been doing things nearby, but not in your, not that you haven't directly interfered with them yet.
Our paths have crossed tangentially.
Yes.
Okay. So after a couple minutes, can I have some answers? Kind of.
Share what you have.
Crack needs to apologize first.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Vasia hit me.
Thank you.
And I will do it again.
I thought she would
opened
like
the
to
door
hear
for that. Yeah, I opened the hatch for that potential.
Crack gives Vasia a thumbs up.
So I have some very bad news, which is somebody survived, I think.
You're going to have to elaborate on the bad news part of that.
Somebody
an idea,
survived
but-
and they still lost.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Someone
That
from the
is bad.
cutter?
That's what that was.
The cutter lost? Or the other side lost?
The other side won.
Oh.
We saw, I've seen that person before, and I saw, like I said, it's the fact that still somewhere, and that fight happened. It's clear they were winning.
Nere's just gonna stop suppressing at this point, so they flicker up in your vision.
You feel, as soon as you stop suppressing, you feel
Yep.
this wave of nausea almost hitting you.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're making it to the planet because you said it's like desolate and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's somebody there. I see a ship. See somebody blow it up.
Presumably not our ship.
Not our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, blow the cockpit up, not necessarily the whole thing.
Understandable.
And yeah, it's not going to be a vacation.
So, that is more information than we had.
Seems I shall have to upgrade my armor immediately then.
I'll show you to the engineering.
Would anybody have objections if I co-opted a couple suits of the laminate for resources and parts?
No, they're not being used.
We have no immediate use for them. Take what you need.
Excellent, thank you.
Before I say this in character, I want to make sure I'm remembering out of character. The droids that we have, do they have cortosis plating?
They do.
Okay. So Crack will say, we also have cortosis.
Really? Can you modify it?
Yes. With time, probably not before our arrival. And perhaps not with the tools I have available here.
All right.
You never did get around to asking Saris about how
No.
to work cortosis.
We super did not
no,
have
I know.
time.
I know you didn't. It's just...
Crack had time to have a little cry in an ink bath, and then he had to leave.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh right, yeah, you were gonna do that.
All right. Well,
I like that Crack is confident about it anyway, after chastising both the prophet and the mechanic for being insufficient in their capacity.
Well, the question was,
I'll get started on that.
the question was, can you do it? Not can you do it now? It is possible.
These characters.
All right.
Josh is going to go start ripping apart armor suits then.
You go rip apart armor suits. So the
Here we go.
each suit of laminate is worth about
Laminate's 2,500 market price, I know, right?
armoire. Laminate is worth so laminate in parts worth about 1,800 credits.
Instructions
1800?
unclear. I've made an armoire.
Here, wear this. It's made of wood.
Worked in Beauty and the Beast. She killed the fuck out of that peasant.
It's true.
Do you want help with this?
If Crack is willing to help, absolutely.
Is there a project? Yes.
What? So what modifications are you trying to make?
Laminate has 4 hard points, right?
No, it has 3. It has,
Three?
it has
Oh.
an encumbrance of 4, but it has 3 hard points.
Oh, okay, gotcha. 3 hard points is perfect then. A biofeedback system and an energy dispersion system.
All right. How much do those cost?
One of them, first one's 3,300, second one's 500.
So it'll take what, 3?
It'll take
Three.
just over 2 suits.
So
Yeah.
three suits worth of parts.
Yep.
All right. So it'll be, and let me take those real quick. Where are those?
Page 204 in Force and Destiny. Well, 203, 204, or 200, 201. What am I doing?
I don't know.
Biofeedback system.
Yep. And then energy dispersion system is the one directly after that.
Okay, so it'll be 2 difficulty, two difficulty mechanics checks
Okay.
to create these things.
And then they just kind of click in, right?
Yeah, and then it just takes a few minutes to attach them.
Would you like me to do it? I get a bonus.
Sure, why not?
Actually, I just realized I have a talent that should have been giving me an extra bonus.
Well, you can add that to these rolls.
Okay.
The third suit that you take apart leaves you with 1,600 credits worth of parts because you only need to use 200 credits of the third suit.
I will put that there. We have an extra, so 1,600 and then an extra 500 from the saber that I took apart too.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, an extra 50, not 500.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 50.
So 1,650 in spare parts.
Yeah. Difficulty 3 or 2?
2. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
Bam.
5 success, 3 advantage.
So so you've successfully created the first attachment.
And then roll again.
Yep. And you've successfully created the second attachment.
4 success, 2 advantage.
So you have successfully created these attachments. It just takes a few minutes to install them into the armor now.
Okay. And Crack will make sure that they are well fitted and allow as much movement as possible.
Mm-hmm. Are those advantages able to be spent on anything?
No, not for crafting the attachments.
No problem then. All right.
And then you can spend 100 credits of parts and a difficulty 3 mechanics roll to install any of the mods that are available for those two. Which for the biofeedback is you can install the innate talent, the rapid recovery mod.
Okay.
And for the energy dispersal system, it has no modification. So
no
that's
mods there. So.
Can I take the advantage and apply them as bonuses to that roll?
Sure.
Okay.
For the next roll, yeah.
All right. Yep. I'll give the go ahead on the spending of the creds for that innate rapid recovery talent.
And so what an innate talent does is that it gives you it gives you a number of ranks of that talent, in this case 1, while you're wearing that piece of gear.
Cool.
Can we in character say that that's the sort of making sure these are as
Sure.
well fitted as possible to allow for fluid movement? Okay. I'm getting 7 bonus dice. Okay, I was gonna say it would be hilarious if I fucked it up. I'm not gonna flip that force die.
I wish.
You succeed. You succeed at
hysterical.
installing the innate talent rapid recovery mod.
I'm gonna remove the strain that I have
You do
as
that.
I find this relaxing.
It's therapeutic working on modifications. to
So
armor.
what the rapid recovery talent does is at the end of every encounter, you recover a number of strain equal to the ranks of rapid recovery you have.
Nice.
Also, I put in small fans to keep you cool.
So you recover 1 strain at the end of every round, or at the end of every encounter.
After a fight is over, you get a strain back.
And in the collar, there's a little straw with some refreshing beverage.
What do you modify the exterior of the armor to look like? Since it's laminate, at the moment it is this bulky black with red highlights and the Sith Empire logo on both shoulders.
Jash will actually kind of try to give it a slightly more streamlined appearance. And the red gets color shifted to blue. And there is simply a and he'll take a tool and just scar a heavy slash through the Imperial logo, and then fill that with blue as well.
All right, so you deface the Imperial logo, bluify it, blue all the red.
Yep.
Makes you nice instant target there. Got it?
Hell yeah.
All right. Anything else anybody else is doing over the course of the rest of the day?
Nerys is keeping the suppressed down right now. And is actually has kind of paused there outside of the door and is looking at the talisman that Graz gave them. Trying to figure out what it is, what it might do, because I know that the ones that Kitty made
You mean the
had
totem?
a purpose. I don't. Oh, okay.
The totem as opposed to a talisman? Yeah.
Mhm.
Give me a lore check, difficulty 2.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a destiny on that.
Last one.
Let's spend the last one. I want this to work. Difficulty 2.
Yep.
Use the light side. Okay. And that does what? Gives me a boost die, right?
That upgrades.
Upgrades.
Upgrades it once.
Upgrades your roll.
Nice. Even
Nice.
better. Lore. Here we go. A success.
So
And
you know that these are Wookiee totems that are given to people when they are sort of going separate ways. It's a
Okay.
sign. It's a traditional Wookiee thing where it's sort of a sign of it means we are parting, but we are not apart kind of thing.
Okay.
Like there's like, and it's sort of a we will see each other again.
Mhm.
This is a temporary parting kind of gift that Wookiees will give to one another whenever they have to separate for long periods of time. You don't know if there's anything more significant about that than about these than that.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
Can I suggest that their advantage might incline them to know where on the ship they might be able to look if they're looking for more information?
Yeah. You might if you're looking for more relevant information, you might find something in Graz's room.
I will. Yeah.
As we die, more and more of these rooms are going to become shrines. The party's going to be entirely turned over. It's like, why can't we use any of the
No,
bedrooms,
you can't use
or
that
the
room, that
engineering
room, that room.
or the med bay, or the lounge? Well, because there was someone 3 people ago that no one would talk about that used to live there.
Yeah.
Man, I hope none of the crab bots ever bite it, or otherwise nobody's going to be allowed to do maintenance on this place ever again.
I was gonna say it's gonna come down to you sleep in that air duct and you like it.
But the air duct is where the crab bots
No,
are.
no, stay out of my air ducts.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. The last person who dies will definitely be Crack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Crack's gonna outlive us all.
Just a sad squid man haunting the spaceways, wandering the Shio alone.
God.
I
I
still
love
don't
it.
know what a Shio is, but I'm flying it.
Also, I do
I
like that
love it.
this ship named after a bird from Kashyyyk no longer has any Wookiees on it.
Yep. mhm.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I'll go to Graz's room.
All right, you find what do they find there, Jack?
Well, you open the door and it goes beep 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 beep. beep. No, just kidding.
And the ship explodes.
Cause a massive hull explosion in the middle of fucking.
Hyperspace.
There's a sheet of flimsiplast on the bed and a cred stick.
What's
Paper.
It's
Okay.
space paper.
Space
Sorry,
paper.
space paper.
Okay.
There's space paper on the bed.
I lift up the. I look
Flimsy,
at the
flimsy
space paper.
plast, or extrapolate out, flimsy plastic.
Mhm.
Yep. Mhm.
It's plastic paper.
Look at the paper.
Which simply says, "My friends, the paths guided by the Force are known to diverge, and I am leaving the Shio to attend to the aftermath of my sister's death. Perhaps we will meet again in the future, but for now, my destiny takes me away. In balance, we find the Force. P.S. Share the credits."
I pick up the cred stick. How much
There's
is on it?
75. So there's 5,000 Imperial credits and 2,500 Hut Space credits on there.
Nerys is like, Cross left us 4,000 credits.
I will put both of those in my chest cavity. Because listen, what is it if not a place to store everything? Just all the things. And Nerys will exit and start suppressing it because this is. I'm good now. All right.
You share the note or the credits.
Yeah, I'll just like send a message
I
to.
was waiting for a no.
Yeah.
Oop. My
I
shit,
can't use them. Graz left us 5,000 Imperial credits, 2,500 Hut Space credits. If we get to a place where we can spend them.
Huttese credits, by the way.
Yes,
Huttese?
that.
Huttese credits.
Huttese credits.
We'll need to find a place to turn the Imperial credits probably into more Huttese credits just to be more useful.
Most likely.
But the public credits are no good
We'll be
out
fine
here.
now.
We want something more real.
Crime
If-
money is acceptable everywhere.
If anyone needs my assistance, I will be in the mid bay until we land.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll click off and head there.
Corsarath will eventually head to sit down in a quiet space with Abazia.
Okay.
What was Crack talking about?
Well, take a look at this, he says. He just kind of underhand lobs his lightsaber towards Abazia.
She will look at the saber. Examine
The
it.
hilt is now curved. It's significantly different than it was previously. It's nicer.
It's got your
Sure.
initials carved into the hilt.
Better
There are chibi
balanced.
versions of Corsarath and Avasi.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
little heart that says K plus A
There
forever.
are definitely stylized representations of the two of them on what had previously just been very rough.
Industrial
stabilizer
grade
modules.
stabilizers.
I
yeah.
like the idea of chippies a lot.
She will
Oh,
look
he
at
made
it.
you a promise, Saber.
Oh my god.
They are engaged.
No,
No,
they're
they're
married.
Married!
No, that was the joke. Corsarath couldn't remember.
I mean, they are engaged on a technical term right now, yes, because they're within a certain space of each other.
God.
Abazia will examine it.
Very much. The quality has greatly improved from the last time you saw it.
It looks nice. I'm assuming Crack's work.
Almost entirely. He is desperate to make improvements wherever possible on anyone's lightsaber, and he is well aware that you would not be amiable to him suggesting it himself.
She will laugh to herself. I was actually planning on approaching him about making improvements on mine.
Timing is excellent.
I will approach him in my own time, in my own way.
At night when he's asleep with your lightsaber.
Gosh, John, you read her mind.
No,
Crack.
Warblade. Warblade. Lightsaber casts light in the dark.
Well, that's the point. You want it
Yeah,
to cast light.
It becomes that scene from the new trilogy with Luke and Ben Solo.
Right.
Listen,
Except instead of lashing out like so it did, Crack just like, not the face.
We all
Different.
know that the proper way to approach Crack for a rational, regular conversation is to walk into his room when he's not there, sit down and wait in the dark for him to show up.
Still one of my
And then
favorite
demand
moments.
validation.
Are you here for the lie?
Anyways,
And just please, I understand he can be annoying at times, but of all of us, Crack has been through a lot.
I know. I don't hate him anymore.
now I hate Red.
Gotta have someone to channel that hate towards.
Be a little
So-
more understanding if you can.
I hugged him.
So did I at this point.
As if that's a defense.
It is in her mind.
It absolutely 100% is.
Anyway, that was what he wanted. That was what he said that I had to talk to you about.
All right. Understood. Where is Crack at the moment?
Probably back in engineering.
Yeah. Probably at this point working on the armor.
Hmm?
Right? If I have my
Yeah.
timing right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably working with Josh on the armor.
Mhm. Okay. Avazi is gonna go into his room.
Yes!
Yeah.
I'm so
So I'm
pleased.
just thinking about what she would do. Yeah, no, she's gonna pull an Eliana.
So
Fantastic.
without even knowing why, Eliana's like, I'm so proud.
She, she will sit on his bed in the dark.
All right, so eventually we finished up in engineering. Crack will
Here's
to
the question:
his
will
room.
Crack ever go back to his room prior to the ship coming out of hyperspace?
Yeah, I don't think he's slept at all yet, so he probably will go back to do that
Okay.
when people stop asking him to put things on. To be clear, not like that's an imposition, but it's just sort of he runs out of things to actively do,
Right.
and will go back and sleep.
So you go back to your room, you open it up, it's dark inside.
Turn on the light.
There's Avasia sitting on your bed.
He is sitting on.
Cool check.
Difficulty 2. Cool check.
Hey!
One success.
No, Navasia. Are you here to punch me again?
She will hold out in one hand the saber and in the other hand the warblade. Which would you like to work on?
Again, there's that sort of ripple of different colors over Crack's skin. And he says, the warblade first, please. Let's go to engineering.
Be careful with it.
I will. Does she let him have it?
Point
That's
first.
a loaded question.
He's like, you are. I mean, it's not his voice, but the energy you are getting from Crack right now is that kid going, "Can I pet that dog? He's like, can I mod that blade? Can I mod that blade?"
She'll hand it out to him, but like there's that when he goes to take it, like she doesn't want to let go of it. Kind of like
You're going to have
hesitation.
to give it to me.
And then eventually she will
Oh.
release her grip on it.
There is.
dog with
I
the
mean,
chew toy.
he takes it with great care and excitement and like someone taking a child that they both care for and want to study scientifically.
Fascinating.
If you damage it, I will damage part of you.
I can't wait for the despair.
Acceptable. And
I'm
he
so looking forward to this. Despair.
turns and
Oh.
go ahead.
Also, next time you want to speak with me, don't go through my husband. Just be a man and speak with me.
I'm not a man. I am a Quarren.
Specifically,
And
has
it-
no backbone.
Get a
Don't be-
backbone. I have a series of fluid-filled bladders.
Don't be a coward, is what I'm saying.
I'm not a coward. I am an observer of times I've gotten punched. I found it to be reasonable, but very well in the future. I will come directly to you and ask. Next time, also, if you feel I have made a social faux pas, please let me know. Verbally and not physically.
I figured that Ileana would enjoy it if I punched you. It was done for her, not for you.
Irrelevant.
Says you.
Squeeing, he will sort of scuttle down the hallway towards the engineering, saying, "Follow me, bring the saber."
What have I done?
What modifications would you like Crack to do to your Warblade?
The Warblade uses lightsaber to fight. Does it also
It does
use
not.
lightsaber
No,
attachments?
it is melee weapon attachments.
I'm
So-
not sure. That's something I need to
That's okay.
think on.
We can do.
I
We can deal with that next week.
Yeah.
So
probably the rest of the trip, at least, is spent working on the Warblade and the saber.
So if there's nothing else, at the end of the day, at the end of a 24-hour cycle, the ship notifies you all that it's about to come out of hyperspace.
Any further landing instructions would be appreciated if I'm landing. Where are we?
We're about to be exiting out of hyperspace above a barren rock, so presumably more instructions will be forthcoming. Just maintain orbit.
Try
Yeah,
landing
do.
without damage this time.
That data pad beeps, Corsairath.
I checked the data pad.
Crack gets excited.
There are landing coordinates on it.
Someone understands me.
We have landing coordinates.
Lovely.
I will cite them out.
All right. The ship drops out of hyperspace, and ahead of you is this large, pale brown ball of a planet that has an atmosphere. Your scanners can tell the atmosphere is toxic to everybody on board the ship, except for Nereis.
Yep.
So it's definitely not. It's definitely one you want to have a rebreather on when you step outside.
Or a magic amulet.
Or a magic amulet. It is it is not corrosive. It's just breathing it would be harmful. Being in it, according to the scanners, being in it without a helmet on is fine. It's just you have to have a different sort of oxygen or whatever to breathe.
Does the helmet I scavenged happen to have that built in, or do I need to find one somewhere?
It does not have a rebreather built into it. No.
For those of the group who did not make a mechanically stupid but emotionally valid choice to sacrifice their comfort medallions from Kitty at the time that Kitty died, will those apply to
Yes,
to them and
the comfort medallions will work fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that at least is Corsairath and Avasia that have those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Kitty didn't have a chance to make more of those. They're kind of expensive.
Yeah, the medallion those medallions will work in place of a rebreather, but the rest of you will need at least that.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome item. I just didn't think Crack could bear to still wear it.
I spent every credit of my character creation on a lightsaber, so I'm gonna go look around. And literally, I took the maximum possible number of credits and spent every single one on my lightsaber.
You find in the armory a spare belt, a spare Jedi utility belt.
Which includes a rebreather.
It has a rebreather in it.
I have 2 rebreathers because I had one in my starting character and one in my Jedi utility belt. But I don't need either.
Definitely belongs to someone, and if they're dead or not currently on the ship, someone's gonna get me over it. Takes the rebreather and tries to leave the belt untouched.
Take the rebreather. Yeah. Do you land the ship? This planet is, as was advertised, a barren rock. Imagine a desert landscape with no sand. Just
That
dry
landing not a
earth.
crash enough for you? Comes over the comms to everyone at high as possible volume.
Currently running a
Yes.
systems check. I'll alert you when it's complete.
Vaguely sufficient.
Could have been smoother.
Josh is just standing there very confused.
Josh, do you need a rebreather?
No, I have one.
Good.
Your
It
group has
is
a very interesting communication style.
We do.
whoever's on the scanners can give me a computer check difficulty 2.
I think that's probably me.
Yeah.
So the scanner is popping up several anomalies that it's not able to identify what they are. Some in what appears to be a nearby canyon, and some on the open field around you. Looking for like using your eyes or external visual sensors, you're not able to ascertain what, if anything, these necessarily are. But according to the scanners, they seem to be electromagnetic anomalies. Like something is generating electricity, but you're not seeing it.
Is that basically because I have a triumph, but it's not a success,
Right?
Because that's a wash. But I realized I didn't add the boost from the Crabots, which I get on computer checks. Can I reroll?
Yeah, you got to reroll with a boost die.
Okay. All right, 2 success, 2 advantage.
You could. That was the triumph giving you that. With success, you also get that.
Oh,
some
fair.
sort of electromagnetic anomaly.
Sure. I just wanted to make sure you knew I technically failed that first one.
You're good. Some sort of electromagnetic anomaly in a canyon nearby and on the plane around you, but you can't see what it is.
Yeah, that he repeats exactly that, just passing that along.
Are they mobile at all, or
are they?
Not that the scanners can tell.
I'm not picking up any motion, but that doesn't rule it out as a possibility.
Is there anything that Josh can make roll-wise for electromagnetic phenomena naturally occurring on a planet?
Yeah, give me a. What are your skills?
I assume it'd be either education, lore, or xenology, depending on whether it's
either a lore or a xenology. Actually, no, either an education or a xenology roll, difficulty 3.
Okay, well, that's the same roll all the way around. So we're gonna say xenology because that's fun. No success, but 1 advantage.
There are lots of things that could generate
Okay, right.
That could be registered as an anomaly, but
how precisely can you pinpoint their locations comparatively?
Not very. Their nature as being electromagnetic forces causes the scanners to not be able to pinpoint them to
hone in on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I also make a xenology roll just to
if you want
see what I
2
come up with?
or difficulty 3.
Hey,
same thing.
Exact same roll.
Well, I guess we'll have to use our eyes the old-fashioned way.
Anyone else have any idea what these might be?
Huh?
Yes, let us use our eyes.
I mean, I also, yeah.
I'll take a look.
And other sensory skills that we're in possession of.
I will use my macro binoculars.
So do you get out of the ship and look, or are you looking through thing? What are you doing?
Josh is headed down to step out.
Step out of the ramp and take a
down.
look.
Right,
With
so
macro, I have macro binoculars, so
those of you that need it, make sure your rebreathers are attached.
Yep.
When you step outside.
I have one, but I'm gonna actually stay in the ship for the moment in case we need to make a quick getaway.
Once you step beyond the shielding of the Shio, you get this sort of tingling, like it feels like the wind itself is electrified on this planet as you sort of get this tingling feeling going across your armor and body. And you step out beyond the shields and look around, scanning with the macro binoculars. You don't see anything until an electric veil sort of shimmers and 2 Imperial starfighters appear hovering nearby.
Shit.
As you can tell, they are priming their weapons. You hear a and a bolt of electricity crashes into their cockpits, disintegrating the cockpit of one and then the other with 2 quick shots. As these 2 now decloaked starships just collide into each other and explode.
That was
Backing
effective.
up on the ship again.
What was that, William?
He just looks up at the explosions. That worked.
Clicking on comms. Crack, how many more of those signatures are you reading?
How many, John?
Only the one in the canyon now.
Oh, just the one left.
That would be our shooter.
I'm gonna go on comms and say, "Hello, good shooting."
Over the comms, this distorted, robotic, almost like AI-generated voice comes back. You're welcome. You should step out of the ship.
Okay, I'm Crack, and then comms off and heads for the exit.
Corsorath steps down the ramp and looks in the direction of where the shots came from.
Coming down a hill, you see an individual wearing old school laminate armor that seems to have been integrated with additional, like, sort of a leather jacket and some more casual wear, with a full face helmet covering any sort of physiology, holding a sniper pattern disruptor rifle. That is just sort of casually like resting it on their shoulder right now. Who slides down a sort of a dry, dusty hill. And speaking through the helmet is this continually modulated voice. I figured you were being followed, so I set up a position to wait.
Excellent intuition. Are you the man himself or a go-between?
You can call me Codex.
Mm-hmm.
No. Then the helmet scans the group of you. How many of you are outside now?
Jashes.
Avazi is.
I don't know if Crack would be there yet. He's headed for the exit, but it might take
You're
him.
heading out there, but
Red is probably still on the ship until I get a clear go-ahead from the people outside.
Definitely out.
Everybody but Red.
Lay looks over the group through the helmet. So we're gonna need to sit down someplace safe and have a chat about what you guys just ran away from.
You want to come aboard the ship?
Got a better idea. Probably leave. We should probably throw a tarp over this thing and anchor it just in case. But my base is not too far from here, and it's best to walk. It's hard to land a ship there.
Mm-hmm. You'll get on the comms. Red, we're about to depart the ship if you want to lock everything down on the way out.
And I will do that following best practice instructions for landing on random planet with hostile atmosphere, etc.
The figure flips open a computer on his bracer and punches a few things in, and you see a pair of what look like dusky manta rays lift up from the wasteland where you had been completely unable to see them before. And it looks like they have some sort of cybernetics installed into them. They float over and lay down on top of the Shio, making it damn near impossible to see at any distance.
Awesome.
Those are intriguing.
What happened?
Camouflage, native creatures, cloaking themselves over the Shio.
Not native, but useful.
Huh.
Anyways, let's get going. And as this figure turns and begins to lead you all towards his base, that's where we're all going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.